Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, Don.
Glad to have you here.
Hey, Don. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I don't know when was the last time you could go into a convenience mart with your hat pulled down
I told
and your
that to
bandana
my
on?
wife.
And a bandana on. And you can probably even go to the bank that way. No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I saw the photo. I think it'd be great.
I thought, well, that's changing. Guess what else, by the way? You cannot use recyclable bags at the grocery store anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
Everything's just upside down, backwards. It's just a mess out there. All right, let's get this page pulled up here.
We went from the coupons in Kroger. It was like buy 5, save 5. Now it's limit 2.
Yeah. If you're lucky to find them. Luckily, I'm old, so I get to go into the grocery stores the first thing in the morning, like at 6 in the morning.
Yep. Wait, my wife came in at 6 o'clock and said, "Get dressed. We got to go to the store." At 6 in the morning.
Hey, there's nobody there because nobody gets up, and they reserve it at our Safeway just for people. You have to be 60, I think, and older. And
Yeah,
they want you to show ID.
At my Safeway, everybody who's 60 and over is there.
Oh, at 6 a.m.?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nobody was at ours. I was lucky.
The other day I went at 2 o'clock. There was something we really needed. We try to only go once every 3 or 4 days. And there was something we just forgot and really needed, and went down there at 3:30 in the afternoon, and there was one other person in the store. And we've been getting up, and my wife gets me up again this morning at 6 o'clock. There must have been 50 people there.
Yeah.
I don't get it. There was one person in the store and 4 checkouts, and this morning there was 1 checkout. So I think they just don't know what they're doing. All righty, here we go. We're up now. Got some shots to look at. Welcome, and by the way, if I haven't said it yet, welcome you folks. I love doing this. I'm having so much fun doing it. Meeting new people and seeing some great work coming out, and I'm just blown away about how hard you guys work to make these shots. I just love it. So let's get started here with this one by Kit. Kit, are you out there?
I am. Hello, Don.
Good. Hi, Kit.
Hi.
I like this light coming through the bottle effect here. That's probably a grid spot. Am I correct?
It is.
It just feels like it's coming through the bottle, though. That's very cool.
Thanks.
Okay, I want you to make it brighter, Kit. Let me show you why. That's supposed to be white, right?
Well, it's clear, but yeah, I tried to brighten it up and I was having trouble with that.
Yeah, and the same with this D here. I think the whole shot's just got to come up. I mean, I just pull it up gradually in Lightroom, maybe 4 points, and see what you get there. You do have a highlight right here, Kit, that's already built in for you. So you could use something like burn and dodge technique, the one that I use with the overlay layer, or you could use the Google stuff. What's it called? Boy, I really hate that when I forget the name of stuff. Nick, the Nick software with the Vivesa right here. Just touch those little light areas, pull that up a little bit, and then I'd pull this part of the label up a little bit, and I think you'll like the shot a whole lot more. Use Nick for it. But you do not want to lose this wonderful feeling of the light right here on the center. That's really, really cool. So work globally a little bit, because this is still a dark splash. Work globally about 3 ticks, and then work unit on the little parts of it like that. All right, good shot. Is that you?
That's me.
All right. So one light from the top, that's it?
And then a softbox behind the scrim.
Got
for
it.
the,
Okay.
For the splash.
Got it.
And that was 2 shots. I did the bottle separately.
Okay. If you could pull this background here up to white, I think you might have it. Right here. If you can get that up to white, you might have it. Yeah. And then just have to do a little bit of touch up on the highlights themselves. Very good.
Right.
Very good. Barbara Sherman. Oh my goodness.
Yep, I'm here.
Barbara.
I was playing.
Barbara had a lot
to do
of time
something
in her
totally
hand.
different. I had time.
Barbara
That's
had
Barbara.
the time this week.
Yeah.
Well,
Barbara's like, I just said a couple things out, and that's just what happens because that's how Barbara rolls.
no, no, I wanted to do something different than I normally do.
Well, this is different than you normally do, but it's still got your little styling, your little touches all the way
It
through.
does.
Because that's the way you roll. How many different shots, Barb?
This one's 7 because I did the cup on the bottom with all the little props and stuff separate. I shot that like 15 times, but that's a separate shot.
Right.
Then the bottle's a separate shot with a drip, the bottle and the drip. That drip came right out of it. And then that cup is like 4 or 5 shots because, yes, because I did the bottom edge. So what I did is I set up the bottom cup, the very bottom cup. And then I kind of stood back and I held the middle cup in the bottle and said, okay, that's about where I want them. And I put shoe boxes and stuff piled up on the sides. So I had a good idea of like the spacing.
Sure.
And so I shot the bottom cup. Then I held the top cup up and I held the top camera right side of the rim so that I could get the base of the cup as it goes around to the handle. So that was one shot. Then I held it by the handle so I could get the top and the rest of it. Then I glued it to a wooden spatula. And my idea was I was going to tape with duct tape this wooden spatula to the box.
Okay.
But it kept moving. So I put my arm on the wooden box to shoot it, or on the box. So I'm holding onto the spatula with my left hand, and I have my timer, my remote and my remote, and I had it on a 2-second timer sitting on the floor, on the bottom here, on the base. And I just kept dropping fake ice cubes into it. I'd click the remote, count to 2.5 and drop the ice cube, and it would go off. And I shot about 30 shots that way. And finally, then the splashes are actually 3 different shots. The splashes are 3 different shots.
Okay.
And then the bottle was easy because the bottle, I just moved everything out of the way. I held the bottle up to where I knew it was. I just started clicking as I poured several times to get the angle and the drip that I liked. And then I just composited it together.
Yep, because your angle on the bottle is right. Angle on this glass is right. And then we're shooting down a little bit on this glass down here.
Right. And that glass is not, the bottom cup is not straight. You can see the 2 little pieces of slate, they're little slate coasters that the saucer's sitting on. And then I have that cup on the bottom glued on, but I have a big wad of hot melt glue. That's why it's at a different, not sitting flush with the saucer. You see that? It's not flush. It's not supposed to be. So I have a big wad of hot melt glue under the handle side.
We need a splash in here.
What's that?
We need one little splash in here.
I know.
We got to tie it together. Can you pull a splash from up here and get it down into there?
Oh, I've got some splashes I can probably use.
Yeah. I think we need
to. That's a good idea.
We need to carry it out. Just grab something from up here, or maybe even invert these and have those popping up a little bit because they're coming right to here.
I have some other ones that were falling down that I can probably put something in.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah. See if we
and I think the biggest thing that I did, and I have my behind the scenes in the comments there. I think the biggest thing that I didn't do is I should have held that bottle lower when I was shooting it because I didn't get enough light coming through the tea. It seems too dark to me.
Oh.
And I pulled it up. That's pulled up as much as I wanted to do before I lost color.
Yeah. Okay. You may have had to put I was going to say, you pulled it up in Lightroom as far as you could go?
I did it with Vivesa. I pulled it up as much as I could. I tried contrast. I pulled it up. I lightened it. I added some contrast. I did some things to try to get it to glow a little bit more, and it just wouldn't. So I should have held it down lower because it was actually at the very top. You can see where my speed light is on the left, on the behind the scenes.
Yeah,
it was actually
your light seems to be coming from here.
It is.
Your light's coming from here, then you're right to have it a little bit brighter at the bottom. I mean, your highlight says your light's coming up.
Right.
So you're good.
Okay. I just need some glow, I think, in that.
Yeah. Yeah. In that case, it'd probably be better to do
maybe add a second light
shot
or something.
Do a single shot with a white card behind it like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to get that brighter and then just paint it in.
And I didn't notice it until I started putting it all together. And then I went, oh, that's way too dark. It's just it's not sparkly enough. Anyway, this was a fun one to do. And I did a couple other ones, but this one was the most fun.
Yeah.
And because I'd never done anything like this before.
Very fun.
This
Very
elaborate.
Fun. And you learned a lot.
Oh, it was fun. I just have to say I'm going to do it again, something like this again, because it was really a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Mr. Creighton, are you out there, sir?
I am.
Like your light coming from the back here. How did you set this? This is it here.
There's a piece of foam cord taped to the back of the plexi, and I'm bouncing a light off the floor into it.
Okay.
That rear light there is bounced straight into the foam core, and then that bottom light is straight up.
Straight up into the what is this?
Into the plexi, yeah.
Plexi, and then you're shining this up into the
into the foam core. It's taped to the back there.
Got it. Got it. All right, let's go back and look at the shot here.
Or perspex for our viewers across the pond.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your black cards, giving a little edge down the side there.
Yep.
And, pulling that out as well. That's very cool.
Yeah, my first shot, I used white cards, and I lost. It was just, there was nothing there.
Just disappears into the ether.
Yep.
We got your little black coming down here. The only thing, your white shooting up from the bottom, it's a little bit darker gray up here, so your pour seems a little dark.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
and
I would cut your pour out of the background, because quite honestly, the little soft gray to the white, that looks pretty good, right? Let's just pull your pour up to a new layer and just lighten up the pour. So the pour feels like it's in front of the background rather than being part of the background. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do. I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just use a dodging method, whichever dodging method you prefer. Probably be able to grab that by doing a
clean lasso, I think, should be good. That's enough of a hard hit.
I'd do this. I'd grab the whole thing with the box tool or whatever you want to call it. Move it up one layer. So this is all you have is the layer from up here down, and then use your tool on it. Should isolate it perfectly. And throw that layer away and clean up that.
And then just bring that layer up some.
Yep. Yep. Because all you'd have on that layer is this. You don't want to bring this up too much, but you bring that up there a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe even paint it a little bit with a little bit of yellow in here. Keep that look.
Keep that glow. Sure.
Yeah. Keep the glow. Looks good, man. What lens, sir?
It's the kit lens, whatever came with my D7 7500. 18 to 70.
18 to 55?
18 to 70.
18 to 70. Okay.
Yep. All the way at 70 f9.
Very good. And window light only?
Nope. There's
Oh,
a
I'm sorry. There's two strobes. Two strobes.
two strobes,
You're
and there's a softbox in the back as well.
Yeah, just simply out on the patio, not shooting it with.
Yep.
Very cool. Good shot.
Thank you.
Good shot. Yeah. Making it happen. Tom Siebert. Man, Tom, we got a lot of ice flying around there. What is going on there? No, Tom?
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. I'm
Oh, there
here
you
now. So two shots blended together. One is the splash, and then the
Okay.
other is really just the bottle and the ice background. In the setup, you can kind of see how all that came together.
Okay. You're squeezing it. Is this from the back of the bottle? Or you're squeezing from the front of the bottle?
Yeah, no, that's actually the back of the bottle, and it just went kind of crazy.
Okay.
But that was my favorite splash. So my wife was kind enough to squeeze the squeeze bottle there and shoot a big old line of water at it, and that's the splash. And then I, of course, took it off the front of the bottle because it was coming from the back. Trimmed off a little bit of the splash because I want it to be as if it were coming straight at the lens.
Very cool. Yeah, and if a little bit of it wraps around up here and stuff, Tom, that's okay. We just don't want to get it on the label.
Okay, maybe a little more.
Yeah, and you can see what happens when you shoot these kinds of bottles. It's got writing on the back.
That was a lot, actually. What that label, the cabin in the back is on the back of the bottle, so you have to see all the way through to the blue writing that you just like is actually the back label.
Right.
So yeah. Right. Okay.
Back label. So, and the back label has the cabin on it?
Yeah. Yeah. All that. And the snow on the top of it. And
if you were shooting for this if you're shooting for this company, they will probably bring you 4 or 5 bottles with custom labels on it, because you can't shoot vodka into a back label. I mean, you could have it retouched out, but it would be expensive. Be cheaper for them to just simply, what's it called when they make a T-shirt? What's that process called?
Oh,
screen print.
Yeah.
They just screen print some custom labels on there for you, so you could get the label that what you're doing. If you were shooting for a liquor store in Cincinnati, probably no such luck. You're going to have to just shoot it with the label best you can. Yeah.
Well, I'd spent a fair amount of time cleaning that label up. It was amazing. It's like a clear plastic with print on it, and there were bubbles, and the glass is crap, and just a nightmare. So.
Yep. Lots of fake ice here.
Yep.
Yeah, cool shot. Very cool shot. How did you get all the dark around it?
That was, I think, just the way, I mean, that's just kind of the way it went. I played a little bit of curves adjustments and stuff, but you can kind of even see it in that's the actual shot.
You didn't have anything for fill on either side?
Oh, no. And so there's a strip box behind that big scrim on the right. And then the strip box on the left. And when you look at the picture, the strip box on the left is a really super sharp, very narrow line. And the one on the right's a broad kind of gradient line.
This space here is the darkness on this bottle right there.
Well, but that bottle was the bottle above where I was shooting. I actually didn't use.
Then it's the one on this side, because you're doing it from the other side. Because you've got spaces on both sides of your background. That's what's giving you your dark here on both sides.
But that bottle was the picture above in the garage. That was just the splash that I used there.
Okay, but but on your regular bottle you still have it as well.
Okay, jump back there.
Dark on yeah.
Just jump back one. Let me see where you're pointing to, so I get that in my head.
Right here.
That. Yeah. Okay.
The darkness on the side of the bottle, just a little bit here to pull it off the background. That's that space.
Is that good or
white,
bad?
white background, huh?
Is that good or bad?
It's good.
Oh,
Good.
okay,
You don't
good.
want this to go bright white against your
All
white
right.
background. It just disappears.
All
So
right.
lighter bottles, you put dark on the edge. Darker
Okay.
bottles, you put light on the edge. You got to
Gotcha.
pull them off the background. Yeah,
Okay.
quite
So
nice.
dumb lucked into that one.
Well,
Cool.
you knew what you're looking for.
Well, I just knew that it had to look like it wasn't part of that background.
Right.
So that's where I was at. So cool. Thank you.
Solid shot, my friend. Adi.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good. So, looks like you got a behind the scenes shot. Okay. All
Yep.
right. So you're outside using bright silver here. Is this one firing?
Yep, it is. It's I've got it set to high speed sync.
Okay. And then what is this? This is another one here?
No, that was just an extra
Okay.
stand I had if I needed it.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And they're here, and
And
then and then you're just using this cup to splash them.
Right. Well, actually, I was experimenting. I was using several different ways of splashing. Everything from the garden hose to the frying pan. So,
Sure.
But for this particular shot, it was the cup.
Okay.
And actually, this was like more like remnants of the water at the bottom of the cup after I had splashed it. So there's a bit more depth to the water on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
yeah, and just to let you know, this was turned out to be kind of a fun thing for me, because I'd actually just got done cleaning the deck, getting ready to strip it and repaint it. And I said, let's just go ahead and have a good time and see what I could do with outdoors with
Sure.
stuff I could just find available.
Sure. I like your attempt here. This was your first splash shot?
This is my first series of real splash shots. I did do some drip work about a year or so ago. In fact, my wife said, "Why didn't you submit one of those and instead of doing this?" But I thought I wanted to experiment and have some fun doing it.
Good. Now, when you do this again, if you ever do this again, you want to get a shot of the bottles in position, clean fronts.
Okay.
So that we can take this clean front off the bottle and just slide it over on the one with all the drops on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can let this drop come through, maybe that drop, we just use a mask, right?
Yeah.
Through, but we don't want the drops down here where it comes through and messes up the words. Like here is the worst. And right here.
Yeah. In fact, this was one of the cleaner shots that I had, because at the end of the day, I was looking for some where at least you could see the logo and the description, what's the contents of the bottle.
Okay. And the next thing, it looks like your camera is aimed this way at them, because if I go straight across, I can't do straight with it, but
it's not. Yeah, it wasn't. They weren't exactly straight, because I was using the sun, and as the sun was moving, I discovered I was having some issues with the shadowing on the
you're just going to have to
next door.
follow it around with the camera. The other thing you can do is, if that happens a lot, you can exaggerate this. So it's like, you remember when people were tilting the camera, they thought that was really cool to do wedding shots, right? Well, if you tilt the camera at 3 degrees, you just look flat wrong. It's only like a little bit off. So if you're going to do this, exaggerate it. So you're going to, if you're going to tilt the camera, tilt it so nobody knows you didn't know it was tilted. They're going to go, oh.
Yeah. So actually I could probably go back and maybe use some perspective control on the photo and adjust it.
No, I don't think you can really make it work from post at this point. But I'm saying you could move this bottle quite a ways back there. Move this bottle up here, and then figure out where this bottle maybe sit up in front here like this to get the light on all three of them. If you're doing natural light, then the sun's going to move. And if you're not, if you're taking a long time, it's one of the reasons why you want to, natural light shooters get a real strong knowledge of what the light does the last 2 hours of the day. So you might set this up at 2 o'clock, knowing you're going to shoot it between 5 and 5:30.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah. In this case, I said I shot at about 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, very good. You learned a lot.
Well, thank you.
You learned a lot. That's the goal. That is the goal.
Thank you.
You bet. Mr. Valdez.
Hello, Don. How are you? We were waiting for you in another conference room.
Okay, I don't know why.
But we're here.
Okay. This looks good right here. And here. What are these?
Those are plastic ice.
Okay.
Those are filled with something, and you put them on the freeze.
Well, you got a lot of movement down here, and you got a lot of movement up here. I think there's probably more than one shot going on here. Am I right?
Yes, it's 2 photos combined.
Okay.
Yes. I took 18 photos, and I took the 2 that work together the best.
Uh-huh.
And that's how I got the lower splash, which is the one that I like the most.
Okay. All right. Something is amiss to me a little bit. Okay. The color of this water, the hue of this water is not the same as the hue of that water. There's more green in this water than there is in that water. Is there any reason for that?
That's very strange because I didn't mess with the color. Probably the depth of the water is very thin, and in the glass there is much more.
Yeah. I would isolate this part of the water right here.
Okay.
Maybe take out your green here. Isolate. You can do a real sloppy job because you're going to put a big feather on it anyway. And see if you can pull that little bit. See how greenish it is? Well, that might be because of the green ice right there. Might be that shadow. But right in here, see if you can pull it down a little bit. Just get back to that same blue hue, because it does look like 2 different shots because of the hue of the water up front.
Okay.
And that's not the color of it. It's the hue of it. It seems like this is a lighter version of a different color of that. And what we want this to do is look like a lighter version of that.
I got
love the splash coming straight out of the top of that. That's really fun. What did you drop in here for that?
Another ice cube.
One of these?
Yes.
Okay. Are they heavy?
No, they are very light. So I have to drop them from very high. And it was by myself, so I struggled to. It was a real fight for me to get this photo done. I have never done a splash photo before.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you had fun doing it.
It was a lot of fun. Yes.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that you've got this water coming out like this here, and then it's all drops around it. I like that a lot.
I didn't know if I had to clean that, but I left it, and yes, I like the result.
Yeah. Yeah. And we got a little secondary splash going on down there. That's very cool.
Yes. Thank you.
What lens did you use?
50 millimeters.
Okay, so we got a octabox on this side. Is there a light behind your paper?
No.
Okay, so just an octabox, and the octabox is touching your paper.
There is another little light, the black thing that you see on the right. It's a little light.
And you've got your octabox back, so it's actually touching your background.
Yes.
Right. So what that does is it gives you a nice bright gradient. A little bit darker over in this side, nice and bright on this side. Highlight looks really good. You lucked out with that that kind of glass with the octabox. Very nice. Looks like it worked very well. Thank you, sir. Umberto, you did a good job, man.
Thank you very much, Don.
Yeah. We'll have you guys splishing and splashing like crazy here. Lija,
Yes, sir.
how are you?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Thanks for the assignment. We learned a lot.
Good. Excellent. This looks beautifully frozen in here and sharp, but your blueberries don't look sharp. Are they sharp or is it just Facebook killing them?
Facebook is killing it,
Okay.
and also I was shooting. I was not. What was the f-stop? My f-stop. No, my shutter speed was not very high.
Are you using strobe or?
Strobes.
Okay, well, your shutter speed shouldn't matter on strobes unless you have a lot of ambient light in the room.
No.
If the room's real
it was
bright,
just very little.
very little?
No.
What was your shutter speed? Oh, okay, I see it over here. 60th
Yeah.
and f8.
Yeah.
And how powerful was your strobe?
If I remember correctly, I was shooting at. I have one strobe at the back that was at 1/4.
1/4? Okay.
1/4 in the back.
Is it a speed light or is it a strobe?
No, it's a speed light.
Speed light. Okay. At 1/4 power, you should be somewhere around an 800th of a second. So this is what happens. Your curtain opens here. So this is 1/60th of a second right here. Okay.
Right.
But your strobe fires at 1/800th of a second. So nothing happens here. And then you get the fire of the strobe right there. And then nothing happens there. So a 60th or a 30th or a 15th, nothing would matter because you're going to get an 800th. But there's a little bit of motion here. So that tells me that there was some light on, there was some ambient somewhere that was adding to it at 1/60th. Okay. I would have said move your 1/60th to 1/200. The f8 won't make any difference at all because the f8 is your strobe. At the 1/200th, you're still open to here. You know, it's a shorter opening, but your strobe is still firing at an 800th, literally one sliver of what you've got open there. Yeah. All right. Very good. Is this cream, milk, or yogurt?
It's cream.
Cream. Yeah.
Cream.
Cream is thicker, folks. If you try to do this in milk, I have found milk just doesn't work for almost anything. It's too thin. It's way too thin. But cream just will splash like crazy. And when you look at it, it looks like milk. Yogurt will not splash like this.
I use something for one of mine, Don. I know I couldn't do it if I was doing it for a business or anything. And I took Elmer's glue and mixed it with water till it was like a thick milk. And it comes out really, really white and it splashes really good. Yes. I know I couldn't do it because it's faking it if I was going to do it for.
No, there's caveats to that.
There are. Okay.
Yeah. So you've got the bowl of glue. Right. And you're shooting for Barney's restaurant and they serve clam chowder.
Yeah.
You can't use the glue for clam chowder.
Right.
That's not going to work. But you've got the glue and over here and you're shooting for Barney's insurance company. And you got a little kid here and he's making splashes, right? That you can do because it's not for the food.
Now, what if the one I did, I had cereal dangling from up above. So the cereal was up above it. So the shot was really about the cereal, but I used glue in the bowl. Could I professionally use the glue in the bowl for that?
Yes, as long as you're not using the glue in the bowl to substitute for the product that you're selling.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought I couldn't use it at all. I just did it for fun because it makes a really nice.
If you're selling insurance, you can do anything you want. It's like the little kid with the ice cream cone. If it's Baskin Robbins ad, that's Baskin and Robbins ice cream.
Yeah.
If it's Tom's insurance company and little kids holding the ice cream, it's probably Crisco. Yeah. Because we're not selling ice cream. It's at that point a prop, not a product.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, very
Anyway,
good.
the Elmer's glue in water does work well to practice splashes.
Well, I love your little edges here.
Thanks.
They look really, really pretty. Do we have a behind the scenes shot?
Yes, you will see.
There we go.
Right
Okay.
there.
Yeah. Now, what is this light doing over here?
That one actually, I put it on reflecting from the ceiling. Is of this one I move it, but this light was a little bit closer on top of the table, reflecting from the ceiling down.
Okay. Is it a strobe?
That's a continuing lighting.
That's your continuous light that messed up your sharpness. That's it right there. Yeah. Yep. And where's your strobe? You got
Because
one here?
I have the flash in the back. I have this other flash here reflecting from the white background, and I got the white screen. But I put that light because to kind of, I was getting a lot of shadow from the bulb from the backlight. So I was not getting the white that I wanted. And when I put the light on top of the ceiling, that kind of fixed it.
Yeah.
So I was happy.
Yeah, but you're mixing orange light with strobe for one thing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And I would use, that's a strobe right there, right? A little ring light? Or is that continuous?
Actually, that's just a beauty dish light that I have there.
Okay.
But it's not light up. It's just next to a window that was passing through light.
Yeah. I think you need to get another speed light in the ceiling if you want to do that. You got to get those short durations because this light was open the entire 60th of a second.
Yes.
It was adding to that act. And if you blow those berries way up, you'll see the movement. You'll see that they're moving.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes, they were.
Very good. I like your composition and your concept. I love this. The other thing you can do, you can shoot these berries by themselves, just on white, pick them up and just put them over here wherever you want them. Yeah, very good.
You know that idea.
Yeah, thank you very much.
But I thought it was going to be cheating if I don't shoot them flying.
There is nothing that's cheating in photography. Nothing. If you're doing art photography, if you're saying you're an artist, then you have to tell your clients and visitors and gallery people what it is you're doing. But you can do anything. There are artists who use 50 shots to put together something. If you're a photojournalist, there's nothing. You can't burn, dodge, add a sky, change a bird, nothing. It's the shot you take. In commercial photography, it's just pretty much like anything goes to sell it. There's no cheating. No one cares how we got it as long as we get the shot that works. So very cool. Hope you enjoyed doing it.
I did. Derek helped a lot. Derek dropped the blueberries.
There you go.
For like an hour and a half until he sent me to Timbuktu. He says, "Dr. This is the last shot. You're done." So it was fun.
There's no such thing as the last shot. There's no such thing. I can't tell. How many of you guys have ever said to a subject, a model, or a talent in front of you, all right, let me get one more. Is it ever one more? Tom Siebert? Tom shoots a lot of fitness models. Tom, are you there? You're muted, sir. Oh, I guess he stepped away. There's no such thing as one.
I'm here, Don. I'm sorry. Couldn't find my mouse. No, there's always one more shot.
Yeah, there's always one more shot. Yeah. I mean.
That's what I keep saying. One more. We are already there. We're very close to it. He sent me to Timbuktu anyway.
We photographers need to come up with another term other than one more, because we're just being dishonest,
The best one is next.
Yeah. We're almost finished. It's just a couple more minutes. Hang in there. You're doing great.
Almost finished. Yes. Very good. Pat Matthews, are you there, sir?
Hey Don, how you doing?
Good, Patrick. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
All right, good. We've got some blurry things here. How did you get the blur? What are you doing with the lighting?
I have 3 strobes.
Mm-hmm.
One is right directly behind the background to light that up. Then I kind of ran out of space, so I put the big box up right behind everything, and I have one off camera left with behind the scrim.
Okay.
So
What
this
strobe-
is
what strobes are these?
Bowen's 400 XRs, I think.
Okay, are they on full power?
No, I start at minimum power and kind of raise it up as I need to, but try to do it as little as possible.
Huh. That's a lot of blur up there.
Okay.
That's a lot of blur. I don't think that's not your fault. That's the long flash duration is what that is.
Yeah.
And they're Bowens, huh?
Yep.
Huh. We need to Google your Bowens lights and find out what your flash duration is.
Okay.
So you want to know. You don't want to do this on a client's job. They'll kill you. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not speed lights. They're hooked into a battery pack, or they self-contained.
Either or. So I can do AC or DC. I have
Okay.
the battery.
Okay.
And I don't remember what I had, if I had them on the battery or plugged in for this one.
Yeah, and I wonder if that makes a difference on the Bowens. I don't know that it does, but check it out. Check out your flash duration and let us know up on Facebook.
Okay.
What's the flash duration at the different powers? It should be very short flash duration at the low power.
Yep.
And probably fairly long at the higher power. All right. So what came out good on the shot? I like how you stuffed this big old orange in that. The orange is not making the splash, right?
Yeah, it is.
This is?
I was dropping. It's a lemon slice. Unfortunately, the lemons and the glasses were about the same size, so I was kind of stuck with what I had. It just fit. So yeah, I dropped that lemon slice in, and hit
How
the
many
trigger.
times did it bounce off the rim before you got it to go in?
I think I only had 2 where it actually bounced off and missed. I had, cut a few extra slices just in case. But I was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I really like the yellow reflecting back here, and the orange in here. It's reflecting from the lemon. The lemon looks pretty darn good. You've got some light coming through the lemon. Very nice. And your splash is very well contained here. I would bet you the first thing I thought when I saw the blur,
yep,
I thought, well, the heck with it. I'll just grab this splash right here, get rid of all the rest of the blue, and put my type and stuff in there. Not even worried about it, because that splash right there is pretty cool.
Yep.
This one, that's pretty cool, and it looks fairly sharp. I don't know if it's tack sharp, but it looks fairly sharp.
Okay.
That looks pretty good there. The only other thing, Pat, I would say, that's way too much background.
Okay.
Way too. Get that horizon for something like that. Get that horizon down to there. In other words, put this thing way back here. We don't need to see 1.5 foot of deck.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Very good, man.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks, Pat. All right. Next one up is Jorge. Are you here, Jorge? Nope. Jorge is dropping water on some sort of mango or something.
Yeah, it's a mango.
Mango? Okay.
Yes.
That's a mango.
Yep.
Big mango.
Yeah, big mango. Doing it here, but I'm not sure if this is his shot or his behind the scenes shot, because we got a lot of stuff going on here. Oh my gosh, you almost got a sandstorm. Well, I like what the water's doing to the mango, Jorge. I just don't understand the background. I don't know what's going on back there, sir. So let me know on Facebook so I can get you a better critique. I don't know why the surface is doing this. Maybe a reason, or maybe you put the wrong shot in. I don't know. We'll find out. Jay, are you here, Jay?
Yeah.
Jay, nice little splash shot.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now you've done this before, right? Splash shots?
I've done pour shots, but not splash shots.
Oh, okay. Now you've got movement up here, but it's designed to look like rain. Am I correct? Right.
Yeah.
Because it really looks like rain down here. And then you've got your nice clean shot you put in Photoshop up front here, so we can see what.
No, actually not. That's actually the label that's on it. I did not take it through Photoshop. I didn't do two shots. It's one shot.
Oh, how did you keep the water off the front, or is there water on the front?
There's some droplets. There's some droplets you can see, but they're on the edge.
Okay.
And there's one on
just about one right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it didn't seem to be an issue. I was particularly trying to make sure that the Kroger symbol was clean.
I think the best thing to do always, guys, Jay, is to shoot that label in position here so that you have it, because it's such an easy fix to drop it over the top and just, paint it out. Have it be perfect there. Because the client's going to want perfection. If they want perfection, other art directors may be very happy with the water droplets on it. It just is going to make a difference to the style and the brand that you're working with. As long as you know how to do both, then both are fine.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. That's good comment. I will write it. I'll put it down. Right. Now I think I can see why if you did a shot of the bottle and then did the pour and then you got a clean bottle. So that's what you're telling one of the other guys.
Yeah, and you might, and the drops in here in the swirls, that may stand. They're just not going to want the letters to be messed up where it's hard to read. And you would say, well, that's not hard to read. Someone's going to tell you it's hard to read. So
yeah, it's up to them to figure that one out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
You bet. Solid. Whose is this? Matt Emick. Matt, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Matt, this looks good.
Thanks.
Is it dropping into water? Is that what's going on?
No, those are two shots composited.
Oh, okay. So you're just kind of blending it in down here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's kind of a fun way to do it. Mm-hmm. Art director's either going to, he or she, they're going to tell you they want that, and you did a pretty good job with it. They tell you they don't, you just do it differently. Mm-hmm. But yeah, really cool. I like the way you kept everything moving up here till we get right up to the orange part. The orange against the blue looks very good too, the blue and the green. So it really pops through here. What is your lens, sir?
24 to 70, set at 70.
Okay. And what is happening here?
That is probably, it's one of two things. It's either when I cut the bottle out of the picture to paste it in here, I might have got a little bit of background, and then there's some dark spaces in the water, and then the edges looked a little stark to me. I wanted it to blend in, and at one point I tried putting a black layer behind there, trying to create a shadow, but I deleted that. So that might just be some darkness.
Yeah, well, it's not dark. It actually looks like it's glowing orange.
Okay.
On my screen.
All right.
I don't know what that is. It almost looks like it's. Yeah, check that out and see if you can figure out what's going on there, because
let me look.
If it's on this layer, just cut it off. If it's on a layer below this, then you're going to have to maybe bring some blue in there or something.
Not sure. I'm looking at the file.
And you said this is 2470 at 70?
Yeah.
All right. And what's the background?
It's I put it behind the scenes after that. It's a I took a plastic bin filled with water. I put a blue towel underneath it.
Oh, okay.
And then I took a squirt bottle and shot water into the tub of water to create the splashes and drips.
Got it. Very good.
Thanks.
Got you guys shooting in the bathtub now. All right, Mark Lund. Wow, is this a splash or did you freeze this somehow?
That's a splash.
What strobe are you using?
That was my speed light at 1/64th power and octabox up on the top left-hand side. I have a behind-the-scenes photo.
That's a pretty fast shutter, pretty fast duration there.
Mm.
Pretty darn
Yeah,
fast.
and it was thick. That was actually chocolate that you cover the strawberries in. So I had to microwave it to get it from a block to a liquid, so it was pretty thick. So it was a little bit slower motion, which helped me out a little bit.
Now, is that is the strawberry what you use for the splash, or no, did you use something else?
It's that's the one that I use for the splash. But if you go to the next scene, the next picture, if you look at the bottom left-hand side of an insert, what I did is I have a very small light stand that's like a 13-inch light stand, I think, and I used a coat hanger and went up to the light stand and where the knob turns to raise the shaft up and down, I put the coat hanger around it and gave it a little bit of a pinch. So that way it worked like a fulcrum. Okay. And I adjusted the screw on it just to get the right movement. And then, so once I got that figured out, I got rid of the stunt strawberry, got the regular strawberry, put it on there, and then put the white gaffer's tape below it so I could take a photo on a clean white background. And then I put the tray, I used the wooden blocks to mark out where the little microwave tray goes. Mm-hmm. So I lifted it up, I put the tray down, and then my flash duration was quick enough that I was able to go to the high-speed shutter, which on mine is like 6 shots a second. So I just held down the trigger and let it down a couple times. There was a little bit of chocolate on the bottom of it, but that was the only part that I had to cover over, was just around the very bottom edge of the strawberry. The rest of it was the way it was.
Very cool.
Yeah, that way I could make sure it came down, because I tried after I got done with that, I did a few different ones with just dropping it in. And if you have a way of making a fulcrum doing the splash so you know what direction it's going to come in, it's saves a lot of time. So in that picture, I just took the coat hanger out that was coming up from the top of the strawberry and did a little Photoshop magic to cover over.
No, just turn it off.
Well, the thing about it is it's so clean. You'd have to have a basket full of really good strawberries, because you're only going to get one splash with a strawberry, and then it's covered with chocolate.
Yeah.
I had probably hard to wash off a strawberry, I would imagine.
Yeah, I had three containers that I bought, and then I had a pile of strawberries I was going through, and I found about 5 or 6 of them that were about the same size and good enough to use. So that way I had a selection that was like, almost twins, really, really close to the same size.
So Mark, when you say you had a fulcrum, so you had the strawberry attached to a wire? Yeah, I see that. And did you have the other end of the wire attached to something that you could just, like a lever that you could just go up and down and up and down and up and down?
Yeah, if you look at on the bigger picture up on the top right-hand corner, you see where I've got the white card clamped to that little light stand? Go up right above the white card, and you see that knob right there. Down a little bit, you just passed it right there.
Yes.
Yeah, right there. I just wrapped the wire around that and gave it a little bit of a pinch, so that way it was tight enough that as I tightened up that knob, it would give a little bit of friction to the wire. So then
all you had to do is hold on to the other end and just put it up and down and up and down, and you could make it go as hard or as soft as you wanted to into the splash.
Yep. Yeah. If I wanted it to go really fast, I just had the knob really loose, and it would just go right down. It was, and you can kind of tell the wood is wet around it because I put water in the tray before I melted the chocolate, so I kind of tested out.
What it would do.
Yeah.
With that fulcrum,
I love it.
Barbara.
Thank you.
That fulcrum, he could kung fu that strawberry clean through that wood.
Right. Yeah.
Without even hurting the
awesome
the
idea. Oh,
yeah.
I have to use that. I'm going to steal that one.
Yeah. Well, after doing pour shot after pour shot, I'm standing in a photographer's studio, and he's got the bottom cut out of the bottle of wine in front of me, and I'm like, I can't believe I never did that. So when I told you guys in the pour shots, cut the bottoms off the stuff, I learned it the same way.
I actually got this from when we did the 8-week still life class. There was where one of the videos, I don't remember, it was one of the videos, a guy that did a motor oil splash shot, and he did the same thing with a motor oil bottle. He made some sort of fulcrum and dropped the motor oil down into.
Well, then you always know where it's going to come out. It's the same with the wine bottle with the bottom cut out. You cut it out, you clamp the wine bottle, you never worry about where the spout is going to come into your picture. It's immovable. The glass is mounted, and you just now, all you're dealing with is the pour. Pour it hard, pour it slow, let it dribble. You know, it's all great. Super. Who's this? Stacy Tyler. Stacy, are you here? Oh, I'm sorry, Stacy. I'm sorry that you're not
That's
here.
an awesome shot.
Yeah, look at this is getting that label onto a new. I know he's got this label on a different layer because he's got a lot of stuff up here. The blueberries are in here.
Yes.
It looks like dark field lighting, Stacy. Looks like dark field lighting because I'm getting lots of light on the side. Lots of light on the side. It might be two boxes on either side, but it really does look like dark field lighting. It looks great. We've got a great fill, Stacy. We've got little highlights on your blueberries here. Your liquid looks great. Nice shot, sir. Nice shot for certain. Wonderful. All right, so it's side-by-side lighting. Side by side. Nicely done. Mike Moore, are you here, Mike?
I am, Don. Hi.
All right. Hi, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Very good.
Good.
Great little wings coming up here, man. Those are fun.
Takes a while. No,
five
different shots.
5 shots. 5 shots.
Yeah, 2.
You've got bubbles on here too, but the bubbles don't make it hard to read. They're just soft on there. Very nice.
Thank you. That's just water and glycerin.
Mm-hmm. And these are just like little tosses of just tiny bits of water. Am I right?
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't warp them. It was just coming out of the wine glass.
Yeah.
About 200 shots.
Nice color back here. The color pulls from in here.
Yeah.
Real nice. The toothpaste is on its own level, right?
Yes.
Layer?
Yes.
Okay, so you can do anything you want to the back.
Yes.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Let's look at your lighting setup.
Oh.
That's not your lighting setup. Oh, this is your lighting.
That is, but I had a board on top of that container that held the Pepsi, the toothpaste.
Uh-huh.
And I was shooting with macro. And then this was just my pour, my splash kind of behind the scenes.
Very cool. So you're just splashing, you're just throwing water up into the space.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work great. What, 50 millimeter lens, f8, 60th of a second?
Yes. Actually, I think it was 200.
Okay.
On these. And then my macro shots of the product were just like 1/50th.
And you have no diffuser.
F8.
No diffuser on your box. Okay.
Right.
Gives you poppier, a little bit of a poppier light. It's not going to make your light hard, folks. It won't make it hard, but it'll give it more pop, especially when it's this close to your subject. Pull it back a little bit, you'll get a little bit of a, like on skin, you can get some pretty poppy highlights on skin. But if you're in this close and it's too soft and you think, wow, I want a sharper edge to it, take the diffuser off.
I have a question.
Yes.
My backlight there, it was a modeling light. Would that cause me to not get crisp water splashes?
Yep, because it's a modeling
Too much
light.
ambient. Okay.
So it's ambient.
Okay.
So the flash is going to freeze the front part where the flash sees it, but it's still lying against that black background. You probably have very slight, look like shadows around the drops.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it was a silhouette while it was moving.
Got it.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Gray Gibbs. Gray, not here. I like your splash. I need to pop more, Gray. It seems a little flat, and I think there's some great color here and in here and down here, and then this color here just seems it doesn't pop it. We need to get this to pop, sir. So I'd take it. Your shot is probably okay. Get it back into Capture One or Lightroom, whichever one you use, and get some contrast pulled up. Really make it sharp and poppy. And I do like where you've put it because we have a very low horizon and the glass comes up into the space behind. That's what it needs to do. Is David here? David did a splash shot of.
I can hear you. Or can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I stole my kid's computer, so I had a microphone.
Okay, so you have a splash shot of a duck.
Yep.
All right. Is he taking off or landing?
Taking off.
Okay. That's very cool. I imagine you got a very high shutter speed going here.
I'm not sure. I did that with the Sigma 150-600 or the 150-500. I can't remember which. And so it will have been wide open at whatever shutter speed God gave me.
Probably 5.6.
6.3 is, or no, 8.
8?
Yeah, I think out of the maximum zoom, it'll be f8.
Okay.
So that's just straight sunlight. And that's just the way it was.
Well, it's really so sharp down in here. It's really fun. Really fun. I like your splash. Not quite what we were doing here, but I like your splash.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to do it at all because we're busy trying to move into the new studio, which is an hour away. And we've had 6 inches of snow every morning.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And the studio, like the camera and everything is all up at the studio. And then I was doing something else on the computer and I went, oh shit, I've got birds with splashes. Let's use those.
There you go. Well, good job, David. Thank you. Thanks for sharing with us. Did anybody put their picture in since we started looking? All right. I'm super happy you guys.
I updated the behind the scenes shot with that suggestion, Don. It looks a lot better.
Oh, you did?
Yep. Oh, back one. no, well, here we go.
Oh, behind the
Scroll
scenes
down.
here.
It's in the comments.
Ah, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Much better. Yeah. Isn't that richer now?
Yeah, it pops out from the background.
Yep, it sure does. Great job, Kevin.
Thank you.
Great job. All right, folks, I'm so happy to bring this to you. I am thrilled to do it. Thank you so much for coming along. It's really great to see so many people participating. It's fun. Tell your friends, and hope everybody. We're into week 5 now. Week 5. Can you believe it? Week 5. We are doing a food shot, discovering the textures and the fun, and looking at food very close. So jump in on week 5, and this video will be up later this evening on the page. The morning the morning review will be there as well in just about an hour. So we'll see ya, everybody. Have a great one, and see you next time.
Thank you, Don.
Done. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.